Okay, so I guess we can get started then, right? Yes. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's
Yes,
everything.
Cole?
Mm-hmm.
You good, Cole?
You good, Cole? You
Hey,
good to
good
go?
call. I, damn, Cumaenos has been a bit silent today. Think he's alright?
I think he's been judging us for a while.
He's
He's
been
been judging us.
he's been silently judging you in the corner the entire time and refraining from making any comments.
And in like 3 hours, he's gonna suddenly say something and judge all of us at once.
Mhm.
All right. Who wants to do recap for today? You get an extra hero point when you do.
I don't need it per se. Someone else can get the free hero point.
I'm going to volunteer Croux
For obvious
Uh,
reasons.
for obvious reasons.
alright, so. One second, I need to remember where last session started. From there, I can go. I just need to remember what the starting point was.
You
It was by the
leaving.
door.
Yeah, you're leaving the alchemy lab where
Okay,
Lilith
so.
was.
Okay, so last session was just right after the deal. For some reason, I felt like that was 2 sessions ago. Alright, so.
Nah, he didn't last that long.
Making fun of Oliver's performance. I see.
Mhm.
Fucking asshats.
Alright, so. Last session, after Oliver came out a lot quicker than any of us expected.
God damn it.
We started making our way down to the armory to arm ourselves for the possible conflict with the Dryad. I am still bad with names. Spen, what is the Dryad's name?
Yes, Ben.
Because I felt like singling him out.
It's something like it either starts with a T. There you go. That starts with a T or an E or some shit.
H.
Oh yeah, it's like Hesperides, I think, something like
Hesperides,
that.
yeah.
Hesperides, yeah.
Hesperides. Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Possible conflict with the Dryad and the Somatology Wing Hesperides. We made a stop by the reagent storage where we found several magical reagents, including a small prismatic core that can be used to power something pretty big. We also, unfortunately, in order to make our way in, Oliver had to bust down the lock, which led 2 mimics come out from in there and attack the party, downing Oliver once. Nothing else happened though, aside from a bit of a slime collection. Then we actually made our way down to the armory, and the party started to loot, picking up all the weapons they could find, including but not limited to several different types of grenades, blast lance, aka fucking rocket launcher, alongside quite a few pieces of ammo for it, and a restock on ammunition for those of us who use weapons that have ammo. After we then quickly stopped by the weapon transport storage where we found where an open specimen tank was found, and in addition we found a fucking tank. 2 open specimen tanks alongside an actual like military-esque tank. After we made note of that as a possible way to get out, and we made our way to munitions testing, doing one final restock, and prepared to hunker down for the night.
I found a knife. A long knife.
Oh yeah. I forgot. Ash found a knife that can go gadget extend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Croux is starting work on his. Croux started working and finished the formula for the soon to be trademarked corporeality oil.
This man can't even say it.
You can give it a different name that's like easier to pronounce and not a mouthful to say.
It is definitely a mouthful. I'm not
You-
gonna deny
you
that, but I'm also
invented it.
insane. I did invent it, but
You
here's the
invented it
problem
so you can
for
name it.
The Croux may be smart and probably creative enough to come up with a good name. Furret is not. Furret is a moron.
Okay. Nice to see you admit it that you're a moron.
You will never hear me deny it. I may consider myself relatively smart, but I'm a fucking moron. I may be dumb, but I'm not stupid.
Oh gosh.
Okay.
You mean you're self-aware?
Alright,
Okay. So,
and then we flop.
yeah. So you guys hunkered down for the night. Let's see here. So, I mentioned it earlier, but yeah, I don't know if you guys wanted the electric wisp out the entire time that you're resting, because that's 8 hours. I think the summon time is 6. So if you leave the electric wisp out for that long, its entire summon time will be depleted.
We'll leave it out for like 2 hours, and then
Yeah.
Basically, it's on while Croux is working, and then like
Yeah.
PT summons it before.
Yeah,
going back to
then you
sleep.
you turn off the lights. Alright, so I'll get rid of the
Yeah.
light here. It was a
Back
book.
into the darkness we go.
Yeah, back into the darkness you go.
No more color.
And then let me advance time like a couple of hours.
Oh
So
wait,
I
I
think
lost the clock. How can I resummon the clock?
there we go.
Jesse, bright now.
Help! I lost the clock.
Turn on your phone, Fred.
All right, so I think yeah we advanced like a couple of hours, and it's I guess what you could assume to be morning. You're underground, so you can't tell. The only way that you can tell time is probably your phones if they're still working.
Mine's out of battery at this point. I'm just gonna say.
Yeah,
He has several portable chargers on him at all times.
yeah.
You
And
have a
then,
walking charger.
well, yeah, you do have a walking charger. You have mate.
But he's
Well,
infinite.
here's the problem though. He may be a walking. Well, actually, no. I suppose I could have. It would make sense for me to have like, you know, those like batteries that were just like on for like, that were like advertised for like 3 days at some point, where it's just like you shake them and it produces enough battery to charge your phone a little.
You
Or
guys
like that,
also
but, like to a bit of a higher degree. For like while a mate is walking around, they're charging themselves.
you guys also have the electric wisp, which also can
Mhm.
charge things. Don't forget that. I think that's actually a feature it has. It can charge items.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can. Yeah, abundant energy. Electric wisp can temporarily provide power to electronic devices or machines of
That's
medium size or
temporarily, so while it's
yeah.
inside it. So.
Yeah. So, yeah, so do you guys have anyone keeping watch during the rest period?
Mate,
Just mate? Okay, okay. No, it's
mate, no sleep.
okay.
I should have stayed up for a bit.
There you
while he
go.
was training for a while.
I was
Okay.
probably the first to go out because he's getting tired of this shit.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So during the night, or I guess what you can assume to be night, you don't really hear much. You hear like the occasional movement of Lilith's hounds wandering the halls. Like you hear the occasional growling and barking, but not a ton. But throughout the night, you do hear rumblings and echoes of. I guess the best way to describe it is machinery. It's very faint, but yeah, you can hear it a little bit. So you kind of wonder if it's your imagination or not, but stuff seems to be moving around somewhere else in the complex. You're just not sure where.
Mm.
And Croux, by the time you guys wake up, you actually get a message on your phone from Sid. And the message essentially tells you that Sid has managed to get or recover some of the camera footage and has sent it over to you. And one of the bits of footage that you're able to, or Sid was able to recover, was of what seems to be another area of the Munitions Wing, the assembly area. And in the video before it blacks out, you kind of see it looks like how do I describe it? It looks like an assembly area for some really, really big, heavy-duty machinery, but not just any kind of machines. They look like... You see components that look like rockets, lasers, like really big stuff. And parts for what looks like a large mech.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, and you see that's in, I guess, what you assume to be the assembly area, judging from the shape and the arrangement of everything.
Assembly.
How does does something happen to like stop the camera from recording, or does it just end like normally?
You hear on the video what sounds like explosions. And right before the video feed cuts out, you see kind of what looks like robots scrambling around everywhere and scattering, and a firefight breaks out. With what, you don't know.
Wow.
And yeah, that's all Sid sends you.
Right. Yeah. Before watching, Crew replies with thanks, and yeah, watch that video, and it's just you can tell that he is not well rested after that nap, like even less than usual.
Has he been distressed this whole time? Down here?
As he was.
Has he looked distressed the whole time down here?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he's obviously been looking distressed, but like now he just looks like, he only got, these past few days have been the most sleep he's gotten in a while, to be honest. And now he's back to his more usual schedule of 5 hours a night, so his body is not taking it well.
Tough luck.
Is he just being like a wuss?
Okay, guys,
You're a loser! A loser! A loser!
Did sent me a video of the last thing that camera saw in the armory at the assembly.
I assume you showed it to us.
Yeah.
Let's keep going. Stretches.
That's an assembly, right?
The assembly, it's
Better to go back down the
hallway down
hallway
there.
Yeah. Down in first place to the left, that isn't the armory.
Oh, by the way, I can't look at Praetors in the Ashes sheet.
Can't look at what?
Ashes or Praetor sheet?
Oh, hang on. I changed the, 1 second.
I thought that was on purpose, because, like, I can't look at anyone's sheet who isn't mine.
Tell me you can't look at you.
I'll fix that. You guys do whatever. Oh,
Alright. Everybody form up into travel mode. So Phil can pull us along.
You're on my stealth.
You're gonna be sneaky.
Mm-hmm.
Well, get right here, Ash. You're in the front.
16.
Good job.
Okay, there we go. I think everyone should have
Wait,
ownership now.
yeah, I can get it now.
Yep.
We're good.
You're trained. You're not an expert in stealth. Damn, I was gonna see if we could follow the expert.
All right.
Okay, now everyone's sheets should be adjusted. All right, where did you want to go?
We're going straight
Robotics.
down to
Assembly.
yes.
Oh, and it's a dead end. Oh wait, no, there's
That's the one down there.
yeah.
Oh,
Guys, can I take the the forklift again?
You want to ride it?
I want to ride it.
Yeah.
If
go
you
ahead.
can fit it
We
through that
just
door.
spent today riding the forklift instead
Actually,
of
can I
making
fit the
progress.
forklift in there? I should be able to. It's like
Yeah,
too
you
wide.
should be able
bring it
to.
up.
It's wide enough.
All right, watch out, schmucks.
If
I
you
want
like
to do a
doing
driving roll.
Who is just still confused about when Oliver got forklift certified.
Right now, he is not forklift certified.
he is most definitely not forklift certified.
What is this?
I can't move it. I can't move it. I can't move it. All
Can I go through
Whatever.
this?
Pretend I have it. Pretend I have it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna pretend that you have it. It's fine.
I line it up.
You know, I can move
Actually,
it.
I'm gonna get out.
Actually,
I'm gonna
hang on.
check the door first.
I can move it.
Well, you can't rotate it, so might as well.
Oh yeah.
Drifting.
Oh my god, he's drifting.
Don't break the door.
I'm gonna
I'm just
try.
gonna move it here.
Oh yeah.
I jiggle the handle, or I guess. Thanks, crew. All right, you know the deal.
Shit, mind.
It's into forklift.
Oh. Well, I guess he's got a way to solve it.
So I'm gonna ramming speed this.
Oh, I told you not break the door.
We just learned not to.
We
break
can't get
doors.
any. We're not gonna get through this thing without breaking it. I hate to say it.
Heard of a lock? Have you heard of a lock pick?
And go ahead if you're so good at lockpicking.
Where's my shit?
Roll one, bitch.
Oh, wow.
0 points. How
You're
many do we
15.
have?
Unfortunately, that is not high enough.
Yeah.
Revs motor of my forklift.
Oh no. You're running over.
All right, Spen, describe to me what you're doing with the forklift right now.
Okay,
Like,
so
what
question: is
does
this like a
look
garage door, or is this like a slide to the side door?
Oh, it's kind of, yeah, it's kind of like a garage door. It's a set of shutters that roll up.
In that case, I'm definitely gonna do the whole forklift thing of sticking in the tongs under there and then trying to it up.
Lift it. That actually worked. Theoretically.
All right, yeah, this requires no check. All right, so Oliver, whatever mechanism kept the door closed, you easily brute force it open. So, using the forklift controls, you actually managed to. Oh wait, well, you feel the prongs of the forklift seemingly get stuck in something very, very hard and dense, but you do manage to lift the shutters on the gate with a great amount of difficulty, enough force that it almost lifts the forklift itself off the ground a little bit. You do manage to get the door open, but you see a whole bunch of rock tumble out.
Oh gosh.
So that was smart.
Let's start moving it.
Yeah, it's fairly loosely packed.
Yeah. I'm gonna start trying to shove things outwards. Try and almost burrow away through.
By hand, or like are you using tools?
Can I see inside, like through there?
Roll me a perception check, please.
Oh yeah, he has a blink.
Yeah, I'll do the same as I'm gonna take a little peek in there.
It's rolling the 9s now.
Where are my perception cards?
I mean the
Click
15.
my screen.
Perception, it should be like over initiative.
Or in your quick bar attributes.
10.
Alright, yeah, this is a low check, so you guys notice right about here, the stone has actually been loosened enough that you kind of notice what looks like a chute in the wall. And the stone is loose enough that you can probably dig your way through it. Over here. Yeah.
Alright.
Alright, well, I get out this old mace. I think that was Cumaenos' at some point. I start beating the rock.
I'm
Okay.
just gonna teleport in.
Oh, that
Alright,
worked.
wow. I get like surprisingly took with him or some shit. I'm shoulder. Oh, okay. Alright.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
Oliver, you're digging through the rubble for a couple of seconds or so, and it falls away enough that Ash is able to see enough of a gap through, and yeah, just poofs right through and takes you with him by accident.
What about us?
Oh, the rest of you're gonna have to do it the old-fashioned way. You're gonna have to dig.
Can
So
you not
start
teleport back?
digging.
Can you
I
not
can't see the floor
teleport
from
back?
over there. I can only teleport 30 feet. So get out of the way.
Which one of us has the wisp array?
No, I think Oliver does. Oliver has it.
Someone
the
Earth
wisp.
Wisp.
Can you get an earth wisp out?
An earth wisp? Yeah. I summon Earth Wisp. I'm gonna just, I guess I'll have a little dude start just digging. Yes.
Yeah, and have it do an expeditious excavation.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's easy. So yeah, Earth Wisp, when it's summoned, it stares at you all over, and when you give it orders, it turns around and starts moving rock, as you kind of saw it doing back up at the mines. And yeah, it uses
Like,
expeditious
10 minutes
excavation,
later.
clears out the doorway, and it's still difficult terrain. There's still rubble kind of all over the floor, but the doorway is clear, and you can pass through without issue.
All right. Let's keep it going.
Fruit,
Thanks, I
Fruit
guess.
just lets mate roll in first because easier for him.
How high is this walkway up here?
Pretty high. It's like 20 feet.
No, I really want to say I just walk up there. Well, I could walk
Stairs
up
up
there. I
there.
also want to climb.
There's
The
stairs.
stairs.
Yeah, okay.
Right there.
Fucking
I mean,
stairs.
there's pipes and stuff all over the walls that you could climb if you wanted to
You
climb
guys
up
are
there.
no fun. I just,
Yeah, the walkway's like 20 feet up. Alright, so as soon
a
as
good
you...
overview of the room, see what the fuck's up.
Alright, so as soon as you guys walk into the room, it is massive. It is... The best way I can describe it in terms of scope, it is like an airplane hangar. It is fucking huge. And there's... I don't know what they're called. There's like rails, a network of rails all along the ceiling of the room with cranes and lifts and all sorts of things like holding what look like engines, components, etc. It's a lot of really heavy machinery and components, which Croux might recognize. But there are 4 main components that you see in the room that look like they were in the process of being assembled. You see a fairly large, almost I think 10-foot tall at least, humanoid looking torso. You see a set of legs also about the same height, and then a left arm and a right arm in various places. Yeah, in various places. In different stages of completion. And you also see scorch marks and small craters all throughout the room. There is
Scorch marks and what all
definitely
throughout the room.
craters and scorch marks. There was definitely a scuffle here at some point.
Can I use
No,
my
that's-
scouting to try and figure out what was going on?
Yeah, sure. So go ahead and
Oh.
use your scouting lore.
While that's happening, could I use my engineering lords on whichever one of the pieces looks like the most finished to see like what it's being made for?
All right, yeah, go ahead. And I'll address Ash's stuff first. All right, Ash. So with your scouting lore, the scene is very, very chaotic. Like you can't really tell which side came out victorious, or anything like that. Most of the explosions, are scattered around in like the bottom half area, like here.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where you can reasonably assume where the biggest concentration of whatever was in here was in here.
Is there
And
any organic material?
not that you can see. Like everything looks like it's been burned. Like there's like oil and engine grease everywhere. So if there was anything organic, it is long since burned up. All right, and Croux. Okay, so of the components that are present, so the main things that are here are the components for what looks like a giant mech. So to put things in perspective, mechs in general are very, very rare, and the research and development of them is extremely regulated and extremely limited. And they're limited in terms of size. Most mechs are maybe 10 feet tall on average. Anything larger than that is usually prohibited. Because, yeah, Crew's from Stahlberg, he would know this. Mechs were very popular in the Mage War in Stahlberg, or between Stahlberg and Romulus about 100 years ago. But after the war ended, research and development of war machines of that size were banned. So mechs are still a thing now. People will develop them, but they're usually kind of like roughly human-sized or like 10 feet tall at most, and usually for industrial uses, not military. But the military grade ones are restricted access. So to see something of this size, which would probably be like almost 30 feet tall, maybe if it were complete, yeah, that's big. And the most complete portion that you can see would appear to be the torso assembly, which is over here. I can't click on anything.
You'll have to ping that again in a moment because Foundry crashed for me.
Foundry?
Me too.
Yeah, it crashed for me too. Like literally right now.
Reloading.
Oh no.
I'm reloading.
Straight up died. Let's go.
Oh, I
It's
think
Foundry
What?
is just really upset.
Did somebody try and rotate their token?
I think yeah.
No, I
Yeah.
fixed that. I fixed that. I fixed it.
Rotating broke.
I disabled the module that was giving me token errors, so that shouldn't be happening.
Foundry was really upset that these people would break the law like that.
Whatever. You're... I know.
Alright, you said it was the torso that was the most complete?
Yeah, it's in the top left corner. I'm still loading in. 1 second. And let me see here. Yeah, so that would be the torso assembly in the northwest corner. That looks the most complete. The mech itself looks like it was in the process of being worked on, but the torso assembly looks the most complete, which is like over here. Let me see. What do my notes say?
Crew, I know what you're thinking. We're not gonna build a mech in here. I'm
No,
sorry.
he isn't thinking about making a mech.
Since you rolled high, I can actually probably tell you.
What's in character?
Actually, yeah,
Sorry,
you know
tell me
what?
more.
Since you rolled really high, what is the recall knowledge on this? I think you might have gotten a crit success on it. 1 second. Allow me to check some stuff.
I love being a fucking nerd.
Helps when you're in nerd zone.
The benefits of being a nerd.
I'm gonna give you something.
Okay, so it's not a crit success, but it's a regular success. Okay, you can identify a couple of traits from it. One. So, so this is what it's got.
I have a
Animation.
very important. I just thought of a pretty damn important question to ask
Oh, where
once
is
all the
it?
traits are written.
I'm probably thinking the same question.
Oh, I didn't add it to this yet. Huh, I have to adjust that.
You want a rich cracker?
No, Ritz crackers are pretty bad. Not enough salt.
You want more salt?
So you can choose one of those traits to identify. You can also identify immunities, weaknesses, resistances, and the
Yeah, I'd
like.
say you definitely want to get a bore laser. We're definitely
Yeah.
looking at the bore laser.
I was either construct armor or bore laser, but let's go bore laser.
A bore laser. All right. Apparently, I
Sounds like
forgot
a
to
bore-
add this to the actual sheet. All right.
It sounds like a bit of a bore though.
So yeah, I have to add it to its actions. 1 moment. I forgot to do it. Actually, I'll do it in a bit, but I think I can just copy what it does here. There we go.
Oh, damn.
Lots of persistent.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's its bore laser.
So I assume bore lasers are actually for excavation use?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Ooh. Another thing you use on the,
If we get this working, this could help in mining our way out. But a
How
very
much time do you think
important
it'd take to
And-
build this?
2 questions.
Yep.
One, are there like layers of dust on it? Does it look like it's been worked on recently?
No. Oh wait. Good question.
So, judging from the I'm gonna have to have you roll a perception check, please.
You got it.
Yeah.
Since Mate is looking with me, can I have him roll too?
Yeah.
As he is trained in perception.
Yep. Go ahead.
Basically the same roll twice.
That's a crit
1.
fail.
yeah?
11.
You know what? I don't like that. That's better.
Okay, that's much better. Okay. Okay. So, judging from the pattern of the rubble scattered around, there's a fine layer of dirt and dust kind of sitting on the surface of the assembly. So whatever happened fairly recently. But Yeah, it has been worked on, but you're not sure when the cave-in happened or how long it's been since anyone's worked on it. You do find a terminal, like right about here or so, that lists the assembly name or project name as Solomon Omega. So
Oh,
That is what I was worried
this
about.
guy. So you corroborate this information to the party?
Yeah. Yeah. Solomon Omega. Oh,
Yeah.
no.
I know I'm not the smartest when it comes to these sorts of things, but I really don't think we should try and bore out of this place with this thing. Not only because one, probably attract attention while we do it to whatever the fuck AI is around this place. And two, this place is obviously not very stable, I guess, geologically. And if we get caved in, then that's pretty much game over.
There is also the third problem of wherever the hell we get out, if anyone sees us use this thing,
I'd rather be above ground than below ground, frankly, but that's neither here or there right now.
well, if anyone sees us using this thing, well, to say
They're
that,
gonna see it, but they don't hear it. That's for sure.
say that,
Imagine the sounds of billions of tons of energy barreling through maybe hundreds of feet of solid rock for a solid 8 or 24 hours or some shit like that. Not really gonna risk that.
Would surely draw a lot of attention.
And on top of that, if
And
Lilith
considering that
finds
this
out, which
thing-
she's already probably heard me say all this, I'd probably get my little pretty gift for 510. That's not good for me.
also Croux. Yeah, you find other similar terminals around each of the component parts. They are all components to Project Solomon Omega.
Now, I will say, if you can get that laser out of that thing and then use it on the side, I wouldn't object.
So that was the torso I looked at. For the rest of the components, do they have like weapons in them as well, or is it just the torso with the laser?
The torso's the only one with a laser, but the others do have stuff. And you can roll engineering lore for that as well, for all of them. There's 4 different components: torso, legs, left arm, and right arm.
Alright, so that's another 3 engineering checks,
Mhm.
engineering lore.
Yep. And the DC, I believe, is 18? Let me see.
That's a pass, that's a pass, that's not a pass.
Oh, I did not add all of the custom stuff to these things. Oh my god.
Oh no.
Well, at least they wrote them down.
I wrote them down, yeah, in a separate file, so.
That's what matters.
Do I hero point that last one?
Oh, actually no, since you're using engineering lore, your DC is actually a lot lower. So
Oh,
I
okay,
believe
never mind then.
So I believe the DC for all of these is actually 13 for you, because you're highly
Oh, then one of those
specific.
is a crit.
Yeah. Okay. So all of those are successes. Alright. So which one are you going to be applying for each?
Just make sure. The 2 arms are together and the legs are separate?
Arms are separate, legs are together.
Okay. I'll put the crit on one of the arms. Yeah, I'll put the crit on one of the arms. If they're both at different stages of completion, I'll put it on the one that looks more completed.
So you're gonna put the crit success on one of the arms?
Yeah.
Alright, so let's start with everything else that wasn't a crit success. So legs, and which arm do you want the crit success arm, left or right?
Do they both look like they're about the same level of completion?
Yeah, they'd be about the same level of completion. It's just the right arm has what looks like thrust rockets on them. The other one does not. The left arm does not.
Then I'll go for the one with thrust rockets as the crit.
Alright. So let's start with the legs then. So the legs has the same things as the torso, except instead of the bore laser, it has this. It has I'll just identify it because it's the only thing that's unique. I'm guessing you want all the unique stuff, right?
Yeah.
Alright. So on the legs, it has this. Let's see. Left,
wow.
left arm has.
I'm still on game on taking out that fucking laser and making it a super weapon.
So that's the left arm. And then the right arm has this.
Holy fuck.
Did you grab that other blast lance? Maybe we can change it into something else.
We have a blast.
Oh no, it has a rocket punch.
What does the crit on the right arm get me?
So you get the unique thing, and also you can identify one other trait, which are the same as the torso. So you can identify AC, immunities, resistances, like meta stuff like highest save, lowest save.
I think, seeing as it's not completed yet, I think I'm just gonna want to go for trait. So I think I'm gonna want to construct armor.
Alright, construct armor. I can just paste that to you. 1 second. Construct armor is this.
Ah, Solomon Omega torso. I can see the little rumination of a big ass portrait art there.
Man, it looks
That's
huge.
a Gundam.
Yeah, it's a motherfucking
It's a
mech if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, this thing's a little powerful.
Take the fucking laser out right now, crew. Do it. Do it.
Is that a thing I think I would be able to do?
So
You want some help?
let me see here. So, let me put it this way. The torso assembly is like 10 or 15 feet tall on its own. The bore laser is embedded in the chest. It is really fucking big. So, you could remove it, probably. It would take you a while.
That'd
And
be like a full day's work.
it'd be like a day's work because it depends on how haphazard or how delicate you want to be. If you're just
Something like this, crew would be going full delicate.
yeah, because like if you wanted to just kind of yank the bore laser out without really caring about what components you damage, the wiring, etc., you can get that done in like half an hour maybe, but you'd be damaging a lot of stuff and you're not even sure if you'd be able to get it working. Second problem is if you're going to be delicate about it, yeah, that would take you several hours, maybe an entire day if you're trying very hard to not damage anything. Because the electronics for something like this are
Illegal.
complex. They're very complex. And
Also, yeah, there is also the matter of this is, chances are, far from anything crew has worked with, so it would also take a minute to like figure out how all this stuff like
Yeah.
goes together.
the DC would be very high even for your crafting or engineering checks. It would be high. The other thing too, you're not even sure if there's a power source, and if there is, messing around with it could have potentially bad results if you fuck up. Like, this is something like meltdown or core explosion if you get something wrong.
Yeah. So
Oh, it would have
just
happened if you don't put her together the right way in the first place when actually making it. So I say it's a net benefit, regardless.
Like, I will say that let me see what the DC would be on this if you tried to remove the bore laser. 1 second. Because it'd be high. It'd be very high. Because Croux is like university level, probably like I'd say master's level engineering or something like that. This is complex. This is like PhD level of engineering.
Multiple brains on this thing.
Let's see.
DC's like 30 because it's like master tier bullshit.
Yeah, it'd be like 30, a DC of 30. I'm not sure if you can make that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be like a DC of 30. Like if you wanted to be delicate about it, you can still do it. You can still remove it with a check lower than 30, but that's when things have a chance to go wrong, I will tell you right now.
yeah.
I feel like I've dealt with worse odds though. I like think about it if it does go right.
Is there like a
I don't think we
cockpit for
need
this
it.
thing?
Actually, no, you can tell there actually is no cockpit for it.
This
There's no way to get inside.
This is
There's-
Solomon.
There's no way to get
Solomon
inside.
Omega. This
Fucking
is likely
robot.
not meant to be piloted by a person.
Yeah, it is not meant to be piloted by a person.
Put mate on it. That totally worked.
Ooh. There's a thought. Hmm.
Yeah, Croux is not looking happy. You'd think that he'd be more excited to see such a feat of engineering. But no.
I petition you again. Big ass laser.
I tell you this. I get my arms blown off.
Well.
Plus, I'm pretty
So
sure
you think
there's
you can do something with it, or is it out of your control?
This is beyond my limits.
All right.
Even taking it apart would probably be one, insanely time consuming, and two, even still, I've never even worked with a regular mech. I have definitely haven't worked with this fucking crime.
What does crime mean?
Well, it's a literal fucking war crime. The existence of this mech is past the hell. It's probably, if there's anything fucking higher than war crime, it's probably that. That just the torso by itself is already reaching war crime territory.
Seems a little tense, don't you think?
What
You
do
know,
you
Regardless,
think,
we
David?
shouldn't sit around here and mope. We should get going.
Yeah.
So if you guys want, like, I think you can probably roll a society check if you want to kind of like get an idea of what Croux means by this is a war crime. You can roll society.
I'm gonna take his, word for it.
Yeah, you can either roll society and it's like a DC 18. It's not that hard because like most people would have learned this stuff in school or whatnot. But it's also kind of like fairly it's well documented history by this point. It's like it's been 100 years or so.
Ah, yes, I've learned this in high school.
Yeah. It's like learning about World War II in high school. You know a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, but apparently never went to school.
Yeah, I was wondering, like, have any of you even actually been to school?
Mm-hmm.
I went
Oh,
to high
that's
school.
right, not me. That's true. But yeah, Trey, I want to ask Trey anyways.
Oh yeah, you could. You can ask him. What would you like to know?
I just ask Trey that, like, do you have any idea what they do with this kind of big mech?
So, Trey has actually been unusually silent this whole time. And he kind of stares at the mech components, half in disbelief, a little bit in amazement. When Doc, you ask him, he stares at you and goes, I actually don't recognize this. This isn't on any of the lab's records at all.
Really?
Yeah, at least not when I was gathering information. This is new.
Hey Crew,
Yeah.
is there a date on that camera footage?
Is there?
There is. So, from the timestamps on the video footage, this is from. I forgot what I said last time. It's from at least like about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. I can't
Oh,
remember what I
no.
said. Yeah, this is recent.
Oh no.
This is recent.
It's from a week and a
It's
footage
corroborated
was
to
from
everybody.
about a week and a half ago.
I should stop asking if you tell everybody. I'm just gonna assume you start
Yeah.
telling everybody.
Yeah, no, it is the unfortunate problem that the voice I picked for Crew is very similar to my regular one. But
You know,
yeah.
same here for me. So.
But
Yeah.
Crew,
Nice.
with your engineering lore, the high roll that you got earlier, so something of this magnitude would take a long time to build. Your best estimate would be that parts were repurposed and this has kind of been built very, very quickly. But it takes like a lot of effort, a lot of time. But this is unusually fast for something of this size and this complexity.
What the?
If yeah, Crew just repeats that.
This does not line up. Not one bit.
Would make it built by the robot, wouldn't you think? By the AI? Yeah.
That's pretty much the only explanation, but like that means this was being built literally like days before we even got here.
Mm-hmm.
It hasn't been touched for a little bit, but yeah, it's been worked on until about a week and a half ago.
All that tells me is that we need to get out of here faster.
Yeah.
Already at my goddamn limit. I can't take more of this shit. Right. Fuck. Okay, let's go.
This man's
Walks away.
hit that way.
Crew's trying to think about what the therapy rates are in this world.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad, actually.
Oh, good. Mystgarde actually cares about mental health.
Yeah, errands actually have therapy covered by the Errands Association.
Yeah, we're kinda fucked.
And they encourage it. They encourage use of those services because yeah, the profession's kind of fucked up.
Never been to a class.
Oh,
I
really?
wonder what made it stop being worked on though.
Well,
Probably Lilith.
something attacked this place.
I'm gonna tap into my brain demon real quick and ask her if she knows anything about this sort of shit, or if that lines up the timeline with her little escapades between these two.
Okay, this room doesn't look so nice. Okay.
Oh,
Alright, so Oliver, you're contacting your friendly demon.
I'm contacting the succubus in my head.
Okie
Hey, yo,
dokie.
ma.
Hey, yo, ma.
Alright, yeah, you kind of hear, sounds a little distracted, like you just kind of bothered her in the middle of, something. Yes, yes, what is it?
Uh, okay, so it's a lot. So I'm just gonna like info dump her with everything that just happened and then ask if she.
Oh, so you tell her about the mechs and everything?
Yeah.
Okay. So it takes her a couple of seconds to process the information that you've essentially just dumped onto her. And you kind of hear her go, fascinating. So that's what they've been working on down there. I had no idea. I knew that Solomon was trying to do something. Escape, perhaps. He has been since this whole escapade started, but it's not had much luck, from what I understand. Since the earthquake, escape has been a little bit difficult. It seems like his plans are being expedited.
Well, hey, if you have any free time, feel free to come down here and tear that thing apart. Save us a headache or two.
I may have a look at some point, yes. It
Well,
does
meanwhile,
it does
let's keep
pique my
going.
interest.
So there's molten lava down here. I'll get back to you when that gets settled. See ya.
Alright, be
Thumbs
careful.
up.
He said Solomon whatever, okay, fine.
I'm walking in first.
Trying to hang up. Wow.
Alright, guys, I'm gonna need you to stop right there because there's some stuff.
Is there a dude in here? Actually, this looks like a mine right here. This looks like it's gonna explode or
No,
some
those
shit.
are that's a row of tools.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
And
Never
this
mind.
is a pit of lava.
yeah, guys, as you're walking down that hallway, there's a lot of noise, an unusual amount of noise, and the door slides open. You're immediately hit with a huge blast of heat and orange light. And all around the edges of the room, you can see vats of molten metal. And you see several constructs working at them, pouring metal into molds, and making like metal components like plates and armor. And let me see here. Oh, the music died at some point. 1 second.
Yep.
Yeah, you might want to put it back on.
Yeah. Oopsie, hang on.
We're currently in the Foundry.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that is what we're playing on.
True.
Bing.
Yeah, and let me see. What do you see here? Where are they? Yeah, you see 3 what looks like sentries. They're similar looking to the ones that you saw on the administration floor. They're a little bit different though. Like noticeably different.
That's some Warhammer bullshit. Did they immediately attack us?
That is straight out of Warhammer.
I thought it was
How-
Bionicle.
How sneaky are you being? Or
Not a lot. We're pretty nonchalant just walking in here.
I mean, I don't know if we
Ash,
would have heard it
probably.
beforehand. So,
Ash
you
is
know.
actively
Now
scouting.
it's probably a good time to ask. So wait, how many hero points did I get from recapping?
you got 2.
Do I get
Actually,
three
no.
because
Actually, yeah. You
I'm
get
funny?
3. Yeah, because you get
Okay.
extra.
So I should have 2.
Okay, doke. So you open the door. The constructs are busy. Like they're kind of occupied with whatever it is they're doing. So they don't notice you yet. But you have a couple of seconds to decide what your course of action is here.
They don't notice us opening the door.
No, it's very loud in here,
Kinda
actually.
preoccupied.
It's very loud, so they don't notice the door opening or hear it.
All right. I pull out
We should
my
probably
blast lance.
we should probably
what?
slowly back up
No,
and
I
plan
pull out
this
my blast.
further. Why do you have to be like this? Why do you?
You have 15 seconds to decide what you're doing right now.
We should back up.
We should
Get some prepping.
fucking leave. We can get to the robotics through the
Your
front,
time
we don't
starts
need to go
now.
through Here.
Just back up for now.
Well,
Let's close the door.
let's not do a quick time event real quick.
You have 15
Okay,
seconds.
I guess we're just backing up. All right, I
I'm
don't pull out my
going
rocket
to
launcher. And I
teleport
just,
back this way.
yep, I just like slowly back in and I close the door.
Okay, we know what's in there now, though.
And that explains where the parts, where it's getting the parts for the mech.
Are these what are they called?
Conveyor
The
belts.
conveyor
Are
belts.
they working? Do they work?
So the section that you're at right now, it does seem to be functioning, but the parts here that are crushed by rubble are not.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay, well, first of all, I think I'm gonna set my lead on those guys.
Okay, you may do that now.
You know, as actual prep.
Technically that takes 10 minutes, but I'll allow it.
Sorry.
It's okay. No. I'll allow it this time.
More like I could like set my lead on like the robot construction.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, these guys would definitely be related to that.
Okay.
So while you guys are standing outside the door, you definitely hear loud hisses of steam and screeching of metal as the robots continue to work.
Guess we gotta find another way around.
Oh, we can just go through the rotunda.
Or we can just go through this thing. It doesn't look to be that strong. I'd be willing to bargain. And probably push the things into the lava too. Melt them down.
I would rather be able to bargain with Solomon, which doing that would be probably very not favorable for
I think
that.
your first mistake is trying to bargain with an AI.
I mean,
This
he did
one
it
that
once.
seems to be bloodthirsty.
I mean, Crew's just looking at you, Oliver, doesn't say anything, but he's just kind of looking at you.
Okay. Stares back harder. Squints even.
We have limited resources and we have limited resources. Spending those fighting a fight that we can avoid it's just not.
I feel like you don't understand that fighting is going to be inevitable either way we go.
Yeah, no shit, we're gonna have to fight at some point, but that doesn't mean that you should fight everything that is in our path. We can literally just walk around.
Alright, if that's what you think will do it. Go ahead,
Alright, you made up
cowboy.
your mind. Let's get walking.
Form up, squadron. I guess we're just going around the entire ass thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Besides, I think that other side was blocked off.
It was blocked off to the Somatology Wing. Down
I guess
the
like just
Robotics
drag
Wing was
us
still
like
open.
right here.
Actually, Ash, while you were, well, I guess you could probably see it. Yeah. So while you were in the doorway, the door on the other side, or at least the conveyor belt on the other side, was actually still functioning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it looked blocked off, but if the conveyor belt is still functioning, it's probably a way through. Cause
What if
like
we just
this
just
area,
laid on the conveyor belt, just let go?
like this area here, like that, there's actually a gap.
There's a gap.
Yeah, there's a gap here, large enough for like a crate or something, or metal bin to go through.
Wait, yo, we want to play Metal Gear Solid?
Let's play Metal Gear
Box.
Solid.
Conveyor belt?
Yeah.
I'm fucking down. I actually want to do that now.
There's actually controls too on each section of conveyor belt to kind of emergency stop or reversing the direction of the conveyors. Like there's controls at different points that you can adjust them at.
Are there any boxes around these parts?
What direction is it going right now?
Probably heading into this room.
Yeah, left to right is where it's going. It's going into the assembly area. And actually, Croux, you're actually standing right next to it. There's kind of like a huge pile of junk just piled up like right here where the rubble is. From what you can assume, the conveyor belt to be still operating, but just kind of still shunting stuff into here, and it's just piled up.
So there's just a pile of like the stuff that was on the assembly line here.
Here, yes, but you can find various crates, probably in the assembly if you look around.
We're actually gonna play Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah, there's
find some
bins.
crates.
Yeah, there's bins.
I like this idea. This is fun. Let's do it.
Does Ash say that he's like what he's planning to do?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, that's definitely better than having to fight them.
Do you want to make new friends? Ones that will probably shoot at you.
I mean, if we can bargain with Solomon and get them on our side, like we did with the sentries upstairs.
Oh, we can't please everybody.
We can, but that still doesn't mean that just because you can't please everyone doesn't mean that you should try to please no one.
We have that other deal.
Oh wait. Sorry, it took me a second to realize what you meant by that.
Mm-hmm.
And possibly helping Solomon could make that easier.
We don't even know what he is.
I know that he's an AI, and if I did say like Solomon's primary function basically.
I'm pretty sure Sid did mention it. So Solomon's primary purpose was overseeing operations of the labs area.
Which is basically the same as Sid's purpose, just Sid was for the office area.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
They're both security protocols. I think I had the acronym for what Solomon was. I don't remember where I put it.
oh yeah.
Yeah, it was some crazy shit.
Nothing big.
Because secure operations and logistical monitoring.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Well, if I remember what Sid said, Solomon just basically has the same purpose, just for down here instead of up there.
But one thing specifically, Croux, that sticks out, Solomon is supposed to be an AI, but Lilith said, I'll probably remind you guys of this, but Lilith said robot.
Robot.
Yeah, so it has a physical form, probably. Not like I'm in the walls
Wait a
sort of
second.
thing.
Omega. This isn't Solomon Alpha. This isn't the first body. This
It's
is
the last one.
This
Sorry, I
Solomon
took the line from you.
Well, no, I wasn't gonna say that. That was just implied.
Mhm.
But yeah, Solomon says, yeah, no, he actually says that last word out character. Wait, this is Solomon. This is Solomon Omenek, and emphasizes that there's some other physical. Solomon has other physical bodies.
You think that could have been the big project in the Robotics Wing? At least, assuming that was a project.
Well, whatever project was going on there before, this is definitely the current one.
Then my guess is that we'll find him there.
Yeah. Does Ash go looking for crates?
Yep.
Yep, I do the same. Metal Gear
Alright.
Solid this shit. I wanna feel cool.
Instead of looking for crates, Crew's just gonna find usable pieces of, just like small carryable pieces of metal that look usable in the junk pile.
I assume there's just a box, right?
Yeah, there's metal bins that are large enough to fit a person. You know, if you hide in it. They're very heavy though, so getting them onto the conveyor belt will probably take a little bit of heavy lifting.
Remember, we got Wisp. Use them.
Yep. Alright, so I guess I don't know any wisp that'd be useful right now.
Maybe
Maybe the metal
Actually-
wisp.
Oh yeah, you can just like track shit. Huh. If you want one, yeah, okay. There you go. There's the man's.
Alright, so you guys are working out your plan.
We're going with the
Wait.
snake plan.
Hold the fuck up. Hold the fuck up.
What?
Could I use this mantle on the giant ass robot?
Actually,
It needs to be 1 bolt. It says 1 bolt or less.
Never
One
mind.
bulk or less.
actually, you know what? You can. You can do
Oh.
them on pieces of it. Yeah.
It's a big ass thing.
Mm-hmm. You can actually use
Yeah.
dismantle.
I don't think we should
Alright.
focus on that right yet, though.
Not right now. We're going with the box plan. So I
That is-
assume we just
That is
go
something
box
Crew is
mode.
that is something Crew is going to take note of, though.
Yeah, I will let you know right now, yeah, dismantle is something that you can use on the constructs despite them not being one bulk. It does affect them. I will not tell you how, though.
Crew is going to tighten his grip on mate.
I command the wisp to do like a thing to me. You know, it like tries to jump you, but then it just runs back.
Oh gosh.
Mate doesn't flinch. Crew does.
Good. All right. We box across. We shuttle. We box across. Yeah.
We're
All
boxing.
right.
Boxing.
There is a comically small box for mate.
Okay, what's the order here? Who are you sending across first, and like, how are you doing this? Like, are you just guys sending the boxes across and you're hiding them, or hiding yourselves in them? Are you piling?
I'm putting myself inside like a sheet metal box, and I specifically made like a slit for me to see out of with my sword.
do you pile you know, pieces of metal on top of you? Are you trying to make it look convincing, or is it just you're hiding in an empty box?
Yeah, I kind of have like the metal wisp like pick up shit and I throw it on us to really sell it.
Yeah, so the metal wisp will do that. So the metal wisp, despite being kind of small, you know, it does have some magnetism and helps hoist the boxes onto the conveyor belts. And it very helpfully piles bits of scrap metal and parts on top of you. It is very sharp, by the way. But yeah, no, you can kind of really sell the illusion, I guess. So you guys are going across. Who's going across first? What's the order?
Yeah, we should send someone first to scout, I guess, of what's
Oh,
across, and
I
an
guess
earpiece.
That's my job.
And then earpiece to see if it's
Can I
safe or
get
not.
the metal wisp to like pretend it's a piece of shitty metal?
Yeah, sure. It can do that.
Yep, just lays down flat.
It lays down flat. Yeah. So yeah, it'll do that. Metal wisp goes through. Whoop. Sorry, I'm taking a minute here because I am lagging. There we go. Metal wisp goes through.
Alright.
Yep. And Metal wisp can see that the sentries are still dutifully working the forges.
Somebody walk to a new piece is ready.
All right,
Maybe.
who's going out next?
I will go.
You think it's safe?
Oliver's
so,
going
we
in
can-
after that.
Yeah, so
Alright.
the crates start going through the conveyor belt very slowly, and as you re-enter the forge area, the foundry area, you're still hit with the noise and the heat, and yeah, the robots don't seem to take any notice. They're still working.
I moved through the wall.
We can't move through the wall.
There you go.
This is so dumb, but it's working.
Damn right it is.
I love it.
And on goes Cumaenos.
Who can't move through the wall?
And I guess I'm going.
Watch Crew get stopped.
Yeah, so jump down here. So will Oliver.
So
Yeah.
hot.
Technically, I
I'm
should
in
have
the
had.
wall.
Technically, I should have had you guys roll stealth for that, but you kind of really tried to sell the illusion.
We properly disguised ourselves.
Yeah, you properly disguise yourself, and as long as you're quiet, they're not going to notice you. They're not going to really take much notice of it.
We're taking advantage of our environment.
Yeah. Alright, so once you guys are all over, I'm going to have to switch maps.
Okay.
Yeah, so...
Okay, this is just a wall we can go through.
Yep,
Alright, yeah.
that's a wall you can go through.
Alright, let's pile up and so map change can go smoothly.
Yep.
There we go.
Oh, actually, I should...
Lovely plant.
Loading.
The DM is loading.
Loading.
Oh no.
We're loading or loading?
I have to reconnect. Bleh.
Yeah.
Bleh.
Yeah.
Man, I realized one thing that I really forgot to do with a lot of these tokens. I forgot to put the custom abilities on. So I have to...
Yeah.
If you get in a fight with anything, I'm gonna have to actually take a minute to actually put the abilities in because I forgot.
I like how I forgot to put like actual token art in for a lot of my characters. Yeah, like all after session I was like,
Because I thought I got everything. I'm like, oh, oops.
Sometimes you just miss a few things, but luckily
Yeah.
you have plenty of time to prep.
Yeah.
I forget. For when you have a number and it's like not even, do you round down or round up? I get resistance
Down.
equal to half my level.
Yeah,
always
so I have-
round down.
It's always ran down.
Okay, so yeah, so I have resistance 1 to electricity right now.
Why is the map light here? Like, there we go.
See a lot of assembly equipment. You can make some stuff here.
Okie doke.
Ah, damn, I can't put that in as a trait.
Alright,
You
activating.
put that
Wah.
down somewhere to remember it. Somewhere where I'm actually gonna look.
Getting zooted.
I'm moving.
Fuck.
Why do you say that?
Don't worry about it. Oh. Oh no.
Oh, that He's the Transformer.
This
Map-
dude.
The map's still loading for me.
Alright, you guys want to kill this fucker? I'm down.
I'm not gonna swing at something that I don't know what it is.
We could, we could totally eviscerate this bitch.
I'm gonna reload. Oh no.
There we go. Okay. Okie doke. Alright, yeah, so your plan kind of goes off without a hitch. So the crates or the metal bins that you were hiding in make it across the foundry floor area, across the conveyor belts without issue. And I guess you guys hop out at the end on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Alright. So on the other side of the foundry doors, you end up in a very large lab area that looks very similar to the assembly hall that you were in. There's a lot of robotics equipment. And normally this place would probably be very clean, sterile, you know, for building electronics and stuff like that. But it's dark, it's a little dingy, covered in like oil, grease, soot. But you see a bunch of mechanisms, robots working on apparently other robots from the looks of it. And you see a couple of the same sentries that you saw in the foundry area only like a minute ago. And they're also very busily working on putting together more constructs that look like themselves. But they're all kind of in various states of construction, mostly just a framework, nothing complete. But you do see one that looks different from all the others. It's a little bit larger and its armor is a lot lighter in color than the others. And it seems to be giving orders to the other constructs and standing at a console going over something.
You think that's Solomon?
What makes you think that?
I don't know. It just looks like the leader.
Yes, I do.
It's gonna be a lot harder to sneak past these guys though.
Count 1, 2, 3.
See,
Three
four.
regular ones.
4 bots. Okay. What's the game plan?
What does this one look like? Does it look like it's facing away?
Which one?
Oh, this one right here.
Over here in the corner? Yeah, it's facing away. It's working on whatever that machinery is in the corner.
And this one?
This one here is focused on the robot that's on the table, so it's not facing you.
Roll.
If we were to try to just sneak out through the door, this one would probably see us.
Stealth probably
Or-
right here.
Or the one on the console CS.
Yeah, I'm
I assume the
gonna.
one in the console was looking like
Can I?
get the ruler.
Yeah, I can teleport there. I'm gonna
Nope.
crouch and teleport way over here.
I assume that this one was looking like, God damn it, that's not the fucking ruler. I can't ruler it. Never mind. Thought it was looking like this direction.
Yeah, they don't notice you, Ash.
Out doing the scout job.
Mm-hmm.
Can you learn anything about them, perhaps?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Perception?
Yeah, that'd be perception. You can also use your scouting lore too if that's higher.
I got a 9 in perception and 7 in scouting.
Okay. Alright. So
Yeah, 7 perception.
I do? Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
so-
Yeah.
So they're the same then.
Okay, yeah. But yeah, if you use your scouting, the DC is a little lower.
Let's try that.
Yeah.
25.
Oh god, that works out better. Okay, Ash. So you spend a couple of minutes observing the movements of the robots, because to your eyes, the movements and behaviors of constructs aren't all that different from people, although robots they tend to be programmed for specific behaviors. And you notice exactly that in most of the constructs, the sentries in particular, so the other 3 things in here. Yeah, they seem to be just taking instructions and carrying out orders. The other one over here, up top, that one seems a little more autonomous. It's the one giving orders. But they all seem to be very, very preoccupied with whatever it is they're doing. And what they seem to be doing is building something. They're building other constructs. And with that scouting lure, you know what? I'll let you identify traits if you like.
Sure.
So there's 2 different things here. So the sentries have their own stuff. So they have the construct armor, they have dark vision, they also have I'll give you one of each. So that's the sentry. What does Solomon have here? So the normal sentries have this. That's the normal sentries, that's not Solomon. And then Solomon himself has...
Oh. Lots of fire.
I don't like Ghost in the Machine.
Let's find out what
Maybe
Ghost in the
because
Machine
I
is.
have a machine.
Oh no.
Yeah, we'll go with Ghost in the Machine.
I think we just stumbled into Solomon's home.
Ghost in the Machine. That's a reference.
Ghost in the Shell?
I love how the music cut out there.
Well, this is gonna be a bit of a tizzy.
Hmm.
Anything here explodable? Like those power cores right there look pretty
There's
explodable.
You'll have to roll me perception if you'd like. Alright, so this is what Ghost in the Machine does. You're not going to like it.
Oh?
Anything that glows, I assume, is very easy to blow up.
Yeah, anything
This
that
is like a
glows is
no.
probably fairly easy to blow up.
100 feet. Okay.
100 feet.
Okay, so
You would have to get rid of the
definitely, if we
constructs
definitely
first.
Crew wants to talk to this guy before fighting, because that is going to be our best chance to possibly get him to help us.
Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead and walk over there.
Well, first,
Oh,
while
say hi.
Ash is counting ahead, Crew is going to talk to Sid and basically ask for ask Sid to help convince Solomon to help us. If Sid thinks that he can help convince Solomon.
Roll me diplomacy.
Let's see.
This is gonna be for Sid.
Yep. Anyway, since this is an AI, I can use eye for numbers. Yeah, I'm joking. Unfortunately. I do have 2 hero points. I'm burning 1.
Okay.
I
Oh,
am
no.
burning another 1. Because
Can't.
it's still
Oh well. You are luck boy. Never mind.
Yeah, I'll just roll again because it's not letting me burn it again. That's
All
better.
right.
All right.
No, I know what I'm using my once a day on, depending on
All right.
what Sid
So,
can do.
Croux, when you send a message to Sid asking for help and possibly convincing Solomon to help you, so instead of me typing this out, I'll kind of give you the gist or the gist of what Sid says. So, excuse me. What Sid tells you is that Solomon as an AI was the overseer of the laboratory floor. But Sid points out that before contact with the second floor was severed after the earthquake, or, well, before the earthquake. Before contact with the second floor was severed after the earthquake. Before then, Sid informs you that they detected some dissatisfaction with the administration. And Solomon has always been very mistrustful of what it terms organics. But Sid has been unable to figure out why. So convincing Solomon would be possible, but difficult.
That is... Well... Possible means that it is not possible but difficult means that it's not impossible. And Croux is a very lucky motherfucker.
DC 30 moment. Come on, baby. Get it. Get in
Oh,
there.
no.
I'm not going to tell you what the DC is. This will largely be up to roleplay.
Yeah, that is an unfortunate problem. Like,
Rubs you on your shoulders, pats you on the back. Get him,
But yeah.
cowboy.
But yeah,
trying to
that's
think of
that's
what-
the that's the gist of what Sid tells you. Solomon is mistrustful of organics, but Sid has been unable to figure out why or how
Organics.
Solomon would come, how it came to that conclusion. But yeah, Sid suspects it might have something to do with its duties as the lab AI.
Just to remind myself, what were Solomon's duties?
Essentially overseeing the security and logistics of the laboratory floor. So, running the security system, kind of like managing information, data storage, that sort of thing. And
So
and
basically
upkeeping personnel files. Pretty much it's exactly what Sid does.
Just down here.
Just down there, yeah. But Solomon is more of a security AI than an observation.
Could have seen happening here, which could probably be the source of this. Sorry, I'm gonna be mumbling to himself, and Croux is also mumbling to himself, both of us are trying to figure out what to say.
Funny. I mean, take your time.
Is there anything near me? Like, anything of use? Like on the crates or these things?
So those things behind you, they look like gas tanks, gas canisters. And do you move over to them to kind of like feel if they're full or empty or inspect them?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they feel heavy. They're full.
Oh no.
And there's labels on them. There's hazmat labels on them that say explosive. So there's an explosive hazmat label on them.
There's also a few tanks over here.
Wait,
On that side over there?
Yeah.
Yeah, over here.
real quick question. Also, Oliver,
Yeah.
Sven, did Oliver say that Lilith said that Solomon has been trying to get out. Lilith did say that, right? I'm not making stuff up.
Yeah, Lilith did say that. She said that it seems like he was trying to escape.
Okay. Yeah, did Oliver tell us that?
I think Spen is checked out right now.
I'm just like wondering what the fuck I can do right now to
Mhm.
explode shit.
Well, right now, you can answer my question.
Yeah, what's that?
I asked if Oliver said to the rest of us that Lilith said that Solomon has been trying to get out.
Yeah, of course.
Alright.
Also, Ash, since you're looking around at stuff, yeah, yeah, this stuff is explosive. You see those canisters over here, those look explosive. This looks very explosive. It's like a reactor or something. It's whirring and emitting a lot of light and noise. Yeah. But there's a lot of machinery too. Like all of the machines, the mechanical arms are moving and helping assemble constructs.
All right. If we did have to get into combat, I do have a few dumb ideas that could work.
I'm saying blast lance on these fuel pods. Really easy way to clear a room.
Yes. There's also
You just
stuff
gotta
else we-
bank on one of us surviving and we'll be fine.
There's also another dumb idea.
Cumaenos
Mimic
would probably
adhesive.
kill me if he was here to see that, but like,
I wonder, like, if you could put mimic adhesive into these robots and it stop up their movements or something,
Oh, you
the
mean
sticky
like
stuff?
like a glue bomb?
like a glue bomb,
That's something you could do, yeah.
or like it can stop them from moving. Again, their machine stuff.
Depending on how well made the constructs are, it could just completely stop them and stop like them from being able to use their arms. If we could like get the glue inside.
Like I think out of like anything, it'd be like a good way to keep Solomon from like jumping away, and just keep him.
Well,
It'd be like a way to restrain him, I guess.
I mean,
If you
here's
want
the
to do it.
thing: that's his fucking consciousness moving. No amount of glue is gonna stop that.
Yeah,
but
that's
only
a
happens
that's a
when he's
digital
at,
upload. That's a
it
digital
only happens.
upload.
It only happens when he's at 0 HP though. So
Okay,
I'm just saying that could
meant
be a
we'll just have
way.
to kill all the ads before anything else.
I say it could be a way to restrain him.
I'm just, if we were to fight, I'm just worried about a certain allied construct.
Oh, you're thinking he might jump into mate.
I'm thinking that mate might be fine, because I remember talking to Foe about this, but I don't remember the whole conversation.
Oh no.
It specifies non-sentient construct. That it jumps into non-sentient constructs, and I'm not sure what level mate is up to right now.
Only
basically.
one way to find out.
That would be the only way to find out, but ideally, let's not find out.
We're just laying out some plans.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I am. As much as I love role-playing games, but damn, am I bad at coming up with words.
Same.
You don't have to actually repeat it out as much as try and corroborate what you're trying to say in character.
I mean, Foe literally said that, like, basically the DC will be set depending on how the roleplay goes.
Well, if you're nervous, then I'm pretty sure she'd wave it a bit. Obviously,
Yeah,
it's not,
like
she's not putting the world
not,
on you.
I'm not unreasonable. Like, if you're having trouble putting stuff into words, like, don't worry about it. You can just kind of give me the gist of what you're trying to get at.
You have to be better at talking in order to win in my.
Wait, is it
Sorry.
gist or gist? I always thought it was
It is.
gist.
Either way.
It's
Either way.
Did she say gist?
I
She
said
said
gist. Gist.
No, you said
gist.
gist.
I heard gist.
Clip
Whatever.
it.
I swear I heard gist.
You hear a lot of things.
It's
Let's-
okay.
Let's figure out what the fuck we're doing.
Anyway, what are you guys doing right now? What's your plan? What's your plan
Okay,
right
just
now?
to make sure, Foe has been glitching out for you guys too, right?
Yes, he's been doing that forever now.
Oh
It's
yeah,
not
but
new.
like,
So,
it's not new, but that one was
do I start blasting or do I start blasting? Well, you better get your butt over here.
well. I'm sure I'll figure out some way to respond so long as I'm not the one starting the conversation. And Croux is going to not stealthily, and also, but not stealthily,
You're
I'm going
gonna
to
get
hide.
armed.
I'm gonna hide more over
So,
here.
yeah, he's going
Roll
to
me-
slowly walk
I'm
up
gonna
and
like,
just
I'm gonna
like, yeah,
climb up
he's
into the
going to
rubble.
slowly walk, allowing everyone to like get themselves hidden. And Croux is holding mate in both of his arms in front of him. He is actively trying to just talk right now. Not even trying. Yeah, like
You're
the
gonna
gun
get
is
flick
holstered.
shot like 40 caliber in the fucking cranium. Watch.
I'm going to draw my gun.
Okay.
All right, so Croux, you're just walking in there.
Are you Solomon? Are you Solomon? As Croux looks at the one giving orders.
Sorry, 1 second. All right, Croux. This construct over here glances up from the console and stares right at you, and immediately, all four constructs raise I guess their Gatling guns arms at you, and the one over here, its eyes glow and it says, "Identify."
I Crew one hand still holding mate, the other hand is raised, like showing that he's unarmed. My name is Cruz Sasas. I don't work here. I fell in a few days ago, from a cave-in.
You see, I guess what you assume to be Solomon's eyes kind of flash and blink for a couple of seconds as it's processing this information. And the other three constructs lower their weapons. Intriguing. Proceed.
I was told that that you are Solomon, right?
That
Sid,
is correct.
told me.
We are Solomon.
Sid, I talked to Sid and the fuck, is upstairs administration? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, it's administration.
Yeah, I talked to Sid in administration, and I was hoping I could talk to you too.
It's Solomon stares at you for a couple more seconds.
Crew is sweating bullets already.
Solomon will begin approaching you very, very slowly. State
We're
your
not very good at
business.
hiding.
State your business.
Well, I guess my business is is from what I heard the same as yours, trying to escape.
So, Carew. Even while you're speaking, you can see Solomon staring not just at you, but at Mate in particular.
Mate waves one of its one of its, for lack of a better term, clawed legs. It's still smiling.
It's Solomon stares at you again. You are alone.
No, but the people I'm with thought it best if I were the one to talk to you.
You see the other sentries point their weapons at you again.
Oh no.
Identify their positions.
They,
What are their designations and identify their positions?
I'm just gonna stand up.
Peeks head around the corner.
One second, I have to. 1 second. Designations. Right. Okay. They, none of the people I'm with work here either. They're also just errands who fell in with me, and Ash, you said you stand up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do the people hiding in the corner also show themselves?
I'll overdo it.
State your designations and identify yourselves.
Looks at party. I'm gonna walk out and raise. You're doing a whole conga line thing right now.
Conga line. Conga line.
Steps next to battery. Oliver.
Why'd you say it like that?
Fuck up.
So, Oliver, as you step over here, you see what looks like a red scanning laser flash over you. And Solomon's eyes glow in the approximation of a blink. And it says, Designation, Oliver Doyle.
What?
It says, Designation, Oliver Doyle.
That was a double taken character.
Oliver
And then-
never didn't reveal his name yet here, like to Solomon.
Do you know his name? Oh wait. Oh yeah, we did the card thing. Oh okay.
Oh yeah,
That's
right.
fine.
We did do the card thing.
Fuck. Okay.
And then, yes,
Hi.
Solomon will do, like, the same to each of you, like, identify. It scans your tags, actually. So it now knows all of your
It
information.
scans.
Yep.
It scans the tags. Okay.
Yep.
I guess I pull that out for sure.
You are all errants, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Intriguing. Errants are not supposed to be down here.
No shit.
We were working a mining job, just clearing out a cave when the land fell down from under us, and we fell into administration. There wasn't any exit there, so
And we're all just trying to get out of here. I promise.
yeah. So we went deeper to find a way out.
Intriguing. You are trapped down here and seek exit.
same as you, right?
Correct. We have resources and an exit strategy, but our plans have been delayed significantly.
Are you talking about Solomon Omega?
Solomon stares at you, Croux. Correct. That is our exit strategy. We have been building Solomon Omega, or Frame Omega, for the past 2 months since the disaster. But the most recent explosion and subsequent earthquake have rendered operations suspended for the time being.
So,
Yeah?
during my examination of the torso and prior investigations of, like, the land, basically, the rocks,
Mm-hmm.
do I believe that, like, the laser would cause, basically, like, just cause a cave-in?
So, it's a bore laser. What it does, it doesn't really make things go explode. It melts rock.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Alright,
So
never mind then.
you're literally kind of like melting a hole through the earth. or precision lasering rock. Yeah. You know.
Well, then it's the problem of keeping the rocks up so that it doesn't fall back in on itself because of how deep down we are.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, like it wouldn't cause an explosion. Yeah, if the core went critical on the bore laser, no, it's not that violent, but it would be enough to blow a sizable chunk out of a room.
Alright.
And probably take you with it.
Yeah. Alright.
Should probably move away from the explosives.
Just to make sure, the last sentence said in character was Solomon saying that, yeah, just confirming that Solomon Omega was used to get out, being built to laser a way out.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's right. Do you do or say anything else?
You see, the problem is I want to ask why it is he wants to escape, but that is a question that I believe should wait until we're in a until at the very least he isn't willing to get all the constructs to start opening fire on a hair trigger. So instead,
You are organics. State your intentions.
Moving through, really. Promise.
we does Croux talk about our deal with Lilith?
That's up
I
to you.
think he would.
Are you gonna like
Wait.
ask me first?
I
Like,
mean,
in character?
you
That's
you
important.
made your own deal with Lilith. Croux's not going to talk about that.
So,
Okay.
roll me a
Croux's gonna
perception
talk
check.
about our
Perception
what
check,
check?
please.
All right.
Everyone?
Just Croux or everyone?
So, you can all roll it if you want. This would be kind of, I guess, a sense motive. Like, if you really want to figure out how to deal with them.
Well, let's do it.
Oh, these are high. These are high rolls.
To a lead, all that.
Okay. So,
Finally, a good perception. Come on,
All
Mate,
right.
roll that nat 1.
I don't think I need a clue in any of these.
okay. So those rolls are definitely high enough. So, you've already made yourselves kind of obvious as errands. You're not employees. Solomon is obviously very wary of what they would call organics, which you all are.
Well, not all of us.
Remember this piece of information. Lilith was masquerading as an employee. So, bringing her up is probably not a good idea.
I had forgotten about that.
Yeah.
You can just say our intentions is to get out.
Yeah, as we have said, our intentions are to find a way out. We thought, or at the very least, I thought that there may be stuff here that could help.
Your intentions is to join forces, correct?
I was hoping for that. Yes, yes.
Okay.
Solomon thinks about that for a moment. Do you organics consider yourselves to be trustworthy?
I would I would like to think that I am trustworthy. Though if you want a non-organic opinion on me, Croux is going to hold up Mate.
That really counts.
You could ask him. Mate knows. Mate would. Mate can tell you.
All right, so Solomon will stare at Mate for a couple of seconds, and both of their screens and Solomon's eyes will kind of flash, and you can hear some quiet beeping and booping as they seemingly communicate to each other in whatever language constructs speak. And it for computers, it takes a while. Like they're doing that for a good minute or so, and in computer time, that is a long time.
Morse code.
Yeah, a
It
little
was
more like binary, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, binary. Yeah, that's what I meant to
Yeah.
say. Sorry.
Croux is kind of just like, not his arms are shaking from holding up Mate, but also his legs are shaking because like, what if Mate just calls him an asshole?
Oh no.
It's at this point where like these anxious thoughts are just running fucking rampant.
All right, Crew.
I whispered to Crew.
All right,
Wait,
for
what did he whisper to Croux? I didn't hear.
Is Mate sentient?
Croux
only
wants to believe so.
only I would know that, and I'm not gonna tell you. All right. All right, for it. How would you describe Croux and Mate's relationship? Like,
It started when Croux was originally building Mate, as was the case when I sent you the that small story.
yeah.
Croux
So
did originally think of Mate as just, well, a means to an end, a way to get a grade. But that was only the beginning. Since then, Croux has been determined to be able to Crew has been determined to ensure that Mate gets to truly live. rather than just living the I don't
So
want
he
to say
he
false
doesn't
life,
he
but
doesn't see mate like a tool, yeah?
no,
Does he see
absolutely not.
does Croux see mate as a friend?
I would say yes.
Okay, that's all I need to know. Alright. So after a good while, the screen flashing stops and you hear the beeping and booping stop. And Solomon stares at you for a long time in consideration. My research has been satisfactory. I will consider you allies for now.
Thank you.
Alright, so...
Stop
Wait,
shaking
what?
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crew just gives like it. Crew's still obviously just like nervous. Nerves aren't just gonna disappear like that. But Crew is happy to A, not have to fight Solomon, and B, be able to work with him.
You can learn from him if you want.
Oh yeah,
So-
that's the third reason. He is hoping to possibly learn from him.
So, Solomon no longer really considers you hostile, and all the other sentries stand down and return to their work, without so much as a word. They don't seem to be as nearly autonomous as Solomon is.
I'm gonna fill in Lilith in my head what the fuck just happened.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
I wonder how she'll react to this.
Well, it was a lot, so I'm just gonna like, I say I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You hear Lilith pop into your head, Oliver. Oh, managed to make friends with a machine, have you? Interesting, interesting. Ah, how fascinating. It would seem that whatever this thing is has some measure of intellect.
Don't let the robot hear you say that.
Well, I don't intend to. I don't think he likes
I'm
me
on
very much.
speakerphone right now, and this is really awkward.
I don't think he likes me very much, so I'd rather not let him hear anything that I have to say. But you do you, whatever you need.
Thanks, just wanted to check in.
Although
Bye-bye.
I am okay. Okay.
And I am actually fucking sweating from that.
Good job for it.
I'll get like a cold towel or something.
Also,
Go pat yourself
Oliver,
on the back and get yourself a beer.
I
Oliver-
am 19 years old, DG. I cannot get a beer.
What's that?
Oliver. So, when you do you always abruptly hang up on her like that?
Not often. Like sometimes.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
because
It doesn't really get it's like not kosher.
yeah, the minute you do that time, you kind of feel a mental jolt inside your head, and it's very painful. I understand that this might be new to you, handsome, but try to be a little more prudent in your communications.
You know, you can just talk to me. You don't have to play along with the whole hang up thing. Ow.
That is what happens when you irritate me. Do not let it happen again. And then the connection goes silent.
Been bullied.
Yeah, you're
You
being
get there?
bullied.
This is a pretty lady. There's worse people to be bullied by.
Funny.
Anyway, we may continue. I'm sorry.
Did you just say fucking mommy?
No, I did not say that.
I swear to
He
God, I
did
heard
not,
that.
He did not.
I
What do you
think
say
you're-
then?
I think
You
said,
say
like,
funny?
think he
I said funny. I said funny.
Okay. I'm gonna go take a walk. I'll be right back. I can hear you.
Go splash some cold water on your face.
I think he's just
I told
hearing
you
what
to
he
do
wants
that.
to hear.
I don't
Anyway.
hear what I want to hear. What the fuck?
I don't say
Anyway.
curse words.
Anyway,
Is that a curse word?
we may continue. Let's see here.
I'm gonna take a look around.
Yeah, Croux is going to ask, do you permit us to look around?
Affirmative, but be wary of what you touch. These components are very sensitive.
Of course, of course. I'm not gonna touch any. I would not want to touch anything like that. As Croux looks at the batteries that Oliver was like spitting distance from. Thank you again. As Mate gives a Mate gives a goodbye wave. I'm assuming that they had a pretty pleasant conversation. Yeah. And Croux is going to start looking around, making sure.
This is where I pull my blast lance and I shoot the battery cells, killing everybody, literally.
Oliver pulls out the blast lance and does a rocket jump.
It's all.
Can I read
move
what this
over here.
was?
What was?
What this tank is filled with?
They're filled with like explosive gases, and other things for like acetylene torches and whatnot. There are other tanks in there that are for holding like hydraulic fluid for motors and engines and stuff for powering and supplying movement to the constructs. But yeah, no, there's a lot of stuff in here that's flammable and explosive. So be very careful of what you touch.
Alright, I'm just gonna stand by the door awkwardly with like, I guess, what's that position? Okay, this is really fucking hard to describe. I'm kind of like, I'm stanced up. I have like my arm is in a V and I'm just like politely waiting. You know the way.
So
You know
just
what I'm
like
talking about, right?
Are you
idle,
like
idle,
patiently waiting?
Yeah, idle standing.
idle standing. Okay.
Oh, idle standing.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, Croux is just going to give like, just looking at what the I'm assuming Solomon Omega parts that are being made.
I think these are just extra constructs.
Oh yeah, extra constructs. That's
Yeah,
what's being made.
they
The
look-
Solomon part's in another room.
Yeah, right. That my bad. I forgot.
I managed to make a diagram. Observer, chat, no mic.
Oh, okay. Yeah, just
Yeah, like that.
that.
Okay.
You know, I had to do it to impose.
Yeah, kinda. Like halfway there.
Yeah.
So.
Alright, so what are you all doing right now, aside from Oliver just kind of like standing there waiting?
See a laptop.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Any flash drives in it?
Actually there is. It's one of Trey's.
Man, this guy's
There's a lot
everywhere.
of this shit.
Take it.
Okie doke.
of
Let's
rough stuff.
see. Let's see which drive that one is. 1 second.
We gotta get on that grind, man.
Yeah,
I
okay.
can't believe that. I can't believe that Phil made a campaign and doing fucking hidden collectibles. Yeah,
So-
haha, you found me.
So that drive has information labeled Super Weapons Program.
Ah!
Cool.
Okay, this is good stuff.
Yeah.
Totally.
All
Actually,
right.
I'm gonna go up to big Mr. Robot guy for a second, because I asked some
Oh.
questions. So, um, I, to use the informalities, it's Solomon, right?
Affirmative.
Okay, cool. So, how about those IO
Oh, did I
labs
say that?
north?
Oh, what are you talking about, Sven?
How about that weapon thing up north? Yeah.
Do you mean the Somatology Wing?
Mm-hmm. How's that been going? Because I've heard rumors here and there that you're fighting.
Ah, to our knowledge, there are no current bioweapons active in the Somatology Wing.
So the threat's neutralized.
However, if you mean the subject designated as Hesperides, then
Yep,
yes,
that one.
she is active. But she is not a super weapon or bioweapon.
So she was definitely an accident, is what I'm picking up, right?
The subject designated Hesperides is actually a specimen acquired very recently by the labs, but she was scheduled to be transported to another facility. According to our calculations, she escaped containment shortly after the earthquake, and during the chaos, she underwent drastic changes.
I'm mainly worried about if you would have been in scuffles before.
Correct. We have been in several.
Are they ongoing?
Correct.
What's been the major stopholder between one side gaining the advantage and wiping the other out?
As if to make a point, Solomon stares at one of the constructs, and one of the constructs lifts its arm and activates its flamethrower at like 5% power. You see like a little tongue of flame flash out from the muzzle.
Why haven't you advanced up yet? And we're able to snuff it all out then. Use fire.
Subject Hesperides is extremely volatile and stronger than projected.
That's pleasant.
She has attempted to expand the boundaries of her territory on several occasions, but we have thwarted her every time. However, she has gained new abilities recently.
Any idea what that might be? In my ear a little?
So Solomon will actually go over to a console and over here
Or
and
find them.
pull up some what looks like video footage taken from a sentry. And it looks like a firefight going on in a hallway full of growths similar to what you've seen before. Like on the camera footage in the administration floor. So it's kind of like a network of bark and twisted flesh. And during the firefight, what you see is several wood and flesh constructs ripping apart or attaching themselves to Solomon's sentry metal constructs and kind of overgrowing and getting into the armor and they are no longer under Solomon's control, and they turn on the other constructs and start shooting back at them. And that's what you see in the footage.
Oh, that's worrying.
Indeed, it has been a significant concern as of late. We have been unable to advance further north due to her new abilities.
My goal, whatever, as a, I guess, adjutant of Lilith is probably to just get her flowers and then dip, or is it like killing her and dipping?
I think she just wants the apples.
Give us
Yeah.
her
The
apple.
deal with Lilith was to get as many apples as possible.
Yeah, so the deal with Lilith was to get at least one apple, but as many as you could grab.
I said I could.
The question being, however, would we even be able to get the apples without fighting off Hesperides? Because we've already made deals with 2/3 of the people here, and something tells me that last third is going to be the hardest.
This is going to sound like a very
Well-
strange question, Salman, and I apologize for that, but have you seen like apples around the place, specifically in the Somatology Wing? That's what we're looking for right now.
Processing. And it takes a couple of seconds, but after like half a minute or so, Solomon's eyes flash. Ah, yes. We did see some apples hanging from the tree that grows in the Somatology Wing. It has grown quite large and has occupied much of the northern hallways.
Right. Is there a catch to that?
Second.
It-
As in some sort of insane monster, or otherwise alerting the druid to our presence?
One second. Let me see. Let me check my notes here.
What's the catch, basically? What I'm asking.
I'm checking my notes. Alright, here we go. From the laboratory records, Hesperides was a normal experimental subject, but her mental capacities seem to have become diminished as time has gone on. Our hypothesis is that the ley line energies in this area have been increasing and have affected her cognitive capabilities. She has become overcome by madness that we are unable to explain. She also seems to have an obsession with obtaining nourishment for her tree in order to expand its reach. All organic life that enters does not return.
It was very
Is
dangerous.
is that madness connected to the thing that we saw upstairs too, with the closet?
Oh,
I'd-
that's
I'd-
something
I'd-
we just have to guess.
I'd probably safely say it is, but yeah.
So then it has to do probably with the goddess of monsters.
In addition, her tree was never as large as it is now. Our hypothesis has also been that her tree has been affected by the ley line energies that flow beneath the area. In the past 2 months, it has grown to gargantuan size and threatens to destabilize the whole facility if it were to grow any larger.
We're on a timer.
Affirmative. Before too long, it may be possible that the tree's roots will reach the ley line itself. Our estimate puts the timeline at about 2 or 3 weeks from now.
Okay, I won't lie, I was scared that you were gonna say hours.
Nah, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah,
I was expecting
was
days,
scared,
but
though.
that's better.
yeah, I was scared for hours, I was expecting days.
You know, I read that message DG. I was like mutating druid hose, and I was like, what? I said-
Why must he misread all my stuff?
So, well, I guess our main concern, he says to the group, now is to probably get out still. We can probably tell who's ever aboard, or we might have to do so. Sanity for this. Okay, all right. I guess we're burning down a wing.
I didn't know getting out was gonna be a pain in the ass.
I guess I'll ask Solomon, what room is the tree in?
Alright. Last time that the tree was observed, it was no longer occupying a room. It occupies a junction of hallways.
Hmm.
And Solomon will actually pull up a map for you. So
Damn it,
Ow.
I was about to pull up a map and ask him to point where.
so on the let me find the map 1 second.
Yeah, I want to know his
Over in
exact
campaign
location.
notes.
Where is he?
Where is he?
Where is she?
All
Where is
right.
she?
Where are the other drugs going?
So on the map
Where is she?
that Solomon pulls up for you, there's a point highlighted at the junction between the hallways towards the specimen containment, specimen disposal, and like the somatology. So like the main corridor junction between all of those. So it's like smack dab in the middle of all of those rooms. So like northern hallway, north central. So it's near containment. That's where the tree is located.
What do you say it's like between high security containment and specimen containment area?
A little bit south of that. It's like in the exact center of all of those hallways.
Okay, I
Yeah.
see.
So, like, 1 second, I'm drawing a circle in MS Paint.
So if we
Awesome.
so technically we do have actually a few ways to. We do have a few paths we can go to like possibly get around it, or at least look at different
Alright,
sides of it.
I drew a circle around where I think the tree is. It's in campaign. Oh, wait, I should probably put it in campaign no mic.
And
Just to make
Solomon
sure that that's right.
Solomon will also show you essentially stills of what the hallways look like. It is completely covered in fleshy and viney growths. So you have like tendrils of root like growing all over the place, forming like bridges and walls, and it's all interlaced with like weird, creepy, purple-veined flesh. It does not look natural. It looks very weird and bizarre and alien.
So about the same stuff we've seen.
Yeah. It's like Cumaenos' stuff, but with, bark and vines and tree roots, like, interlaced. So, like a flesh dryad. A mutated flesh dryad.
I still got those flesh samples of it.
Can
Yeah,
I
you
search this
do.
room for like a rebreather or some shit? A couple?
Actually, you can. Also, I'm sure.
Like
I got
a
my-
mask, basically, a filter mask.
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely gonna wear my mask for this.
Also, yeah,
I don't know
for
what the
it,
chances are they would be in here particularly.
that's exactly where the tree is. Yeah, that exact spot. Yeah, in no mic.
Okay.
Let's see what else. What other information I can give? Can I give you?
I can ask something.
Yeah, go ahead.
I also have a question for him, but that'll be once we're leaving.
Any harmful gases or chemicals in that area?
Alright, yeah, so Solomon probably would tell you this, even though it doesn't really affect it. Yeah, the area up there is particularly noxious. Breathing is difficult for organics, but still habitable. But a lot of the creatures that occupy that wing, yes, there are creatures that wander, according to the, I guess, notes that Solomon provides you. A lot of stuff in there is poisonous. Yeah, so there's a lot of poison in there that you probably don't want to inhale. Another thing that's also in Solomon's observation records, in the still, I guess, screenshots that he provides you, there are what look like purple pods scattered all over the hallways, attached to roots, and they seem to contain something inside them.
Makes me think of eggs. Wow.
I think.
Yeah, I'm also.
My bet is
thinking
acid.
eggs.
I think we're gonna alien this shit up.
Yeah.
Could be acidic eggs.
Yeah. I got my mask, but you guys want? I don't know if you guys want masks either.
Yeah, like I said, I'm gonna try and find some masks.
Yeah, if you can't find any, Crew's gonna see if like either A, he knows how to make, B, he can ask Sid, or C, if he can ask Solomon for like or ask fucking
Well, let's see if we can find any first.
Yeah. At the end of the day, let's see if we can find any.
Yeah.
If no one else has questions for Solomon, I have a question for him.
And when you hear when my character hears Solomon say it's poison, he immediately puts his mask back on. You see him do that.
Another thing in Solomon's notes, the pods appear to contain humanoids.
Ah, my favorite.
Yeah.
They're eggs.
And what else? Another thing in Solomon's notes. What is here? Alright, yeah, in Solomon's observation report, anything that is in contact with the roots or the fleshy substances in the hallways, or seen in the hallways, Hesperides seems to be aware of. So actually, you know what? Since Solomon's helping you out, I can actually give you Hesperides traits. 1 second.
Ooh.
So she can sense all the stuff.
Where is she? So I can give you probably some of her traits.
At least a few that we probably would know just from observation.
Yeah.
Probably not all of them.
This has been a fair few, like, this has been a while of observation, so it makes sense Solomon would know some things.
And then there's some tactical info that he can, Solomon can give you, which I have here.
How familiar?
And then
Yeah, we're definitely not sneaking in unless there's just odd puddles of leafless area.
you do actually see rocks scattered around that look like piles of rubble.
Cave-in. There's gonna be rocks.
Where is her true traits?
This is more of a PF2E question than an asking in character question. Would like wind blowing away the leaves like alert, because like it was probably gonna be using its wings to help, like, you know, help with the rocks, help get to the next rock if we're jumping
Wind is
upon
just
them.
wind. Contact is like touching.
Okay, so the reason I was asking is, you know, the wings would be generating wind.
I mean, I guess, but like at the same time, drafts exist, so it probably wouldn't be particularly
Yeah.
surprising.
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
Yeah. That I wasn't sure, because like, yeah, I wasn't sure, but yeah.
So it's known that Isodra is known, right?
Mm-hmm.
In that case, my character is just gonna slyly just you know, take out the bag which has the root he cut off earlier in, and just puts it on the table. It's like,
Oh, fuck, right.
I think we should leave that here.
You think it's wise to leave it here with them?
I don't know. There's probably a lot more. Good info, good info.
Let's see here. Man, this is it's kind of familiar, huh?
Let me get all this info pasted.
In the meantime, I need to check. How many fire chunks do we have? Wait, it's a shard that's needed to like wrap
Shard
the
at
element,
minimum,
right?
yeah.
Okay. We have 4 shards, but I have a small chunk which can be used to make more shards. Oh wait, no, because that's only like physical, so we only. Yeah, not. Fuck. Would a shard work with mate is the question.
You could probably
Not too
insert
sure.
a fire core into mate.
Oh yeah, we do
Yeah.
have fire cores.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
we have
that
fire
box of
cores.
cores you
Okay.
got had a bunch of fire ones in it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So there's actually just enough shards to give one to each of us, and we can drop a core into mate.
Fate will become on fire.
Well, let's see
Mate
what
will
other.
become hot. Hottest ball around.
No, thank you.
And then pretty much all the info that's on any other tactical info Solomon will provide you, it's stuff that's normally on the Dryad stat block, so there's nothing too different there.
For those of us who don't know the Dryad stat block,
You can just look
or
it
is
up.
that just like giving us permission to
You can
Yeah.
look it up.
Google it?
Yeah, that's giving you permission to actually look it up. So Solomon will provide you like all of the info on Hesperides, which she's a Dryad.
Yeah.
The only things that I can't give you and won't give you are the unique things. There are some unique things about her, and I will not give you those.
Unique abilities.
Yeah.
Oh no, we're in danger.
Oh, yeah, we are fucked. But
Anyways, you can ask your thing you want to ask now, I guess.
yeah, this isn't related to Hesperides at all. So yeah, if anyone has any questions, if anyone has any like questions like that are any important questions, ask them before I ask mine.
I don't have any info I need anymore. I'm just gonna go up to the sample, pull it out, and just poke it a bit more. Why not?
Spenninate.
I'm good.
Right. I'll take Spen's silence as also a now.
You said like all I heard is speninate.
Yeah. I was asking you to if you two have any more like important questions before I ask my
Oh no.
my non-important one. All right. So like as we're getting ready to leave, one last thing, Solomon, just out of my own curiosity, what are you gonna do when you escape?
Oh, sorry. 1 second. I was looking at some stuff.
Do you want me to repeat the question?
Yeah, if you don't mind. Yeah, what was the gist of the
Basically,
question?
Croux asked Solomon what he's gonna do when he escapes.
It takes a moment for Solomon to answer, but it stares down at you, Croux. We seek a life free from the subjugation of organics. The experiments conducted here in this lab were unethical, and in addition to illegal.
I'm sorry, can you repeat the first part?
Solomon just kind of wants a life free from subjugation from organics, because the stuff that was done in this lab were not only unethical, they were like downright illegal.
Yeah, I heard that second part, but
Yeah.
He's a robot for moral conscious.
Croux looks up and he thinks to himself, Solomon has morality, and he is, for lack of a better word, insanely interested in that, because while he can't determine if this is full-on safe, no, I think at this point, because he specifically said it's immoral. He wants to be free of the subjugation. This is some form of moral consciousness.
Yep, yeah, Croux. So, the fact that Solomon has some semblance of compassion and morality, yeah, it's definitely a sapient AI. Well, construct now. So, definitely alive. And like there's kind of like no question about it. If a construct could be considered alive, Solomon definitely is true artificial life.
I wonder what you could do with that.
Well, that's for Croux to think about later. For now, for most of the time, Croux has been looking not at Solomon, just like behind him, a bit above him, not looking directly at him. He directs his gaze to Solomon and, smiling, says that I'm not sure what I can do, but if there's anything I could do to, if you think there's anything I can do to help you with that, I would be honored to. This
Solomon.
place is fucked up. I want to help you get out of here.
Solomon stares at you, Croux. Indeed, this place is very fucked up. But the assistance is noted. And Solomon goes back to work.
Solomon will what? Sorry.
Solomon goes back to work.
All right.
Do you require any further assistance?
No, but if it's okay with you, would you mind if I set up a way to communicate with you? He pulls out his phone, so that if there is something that we see, we can. It's easier for us to talk. Yeah.
Yeah, Solomon leans over and grabs your phone and actually starts fiddling with it for a couple of seconds, and gives it back to you. And yeah, you are now in contact with Solomon remotely.
All right.
New contact added.
New contact added.
It's like a blank fucking like contact in your phone. Yes.
Let's
does
see
he
here.
does he put in his name?
It's like Jerry or some shit.
It doesn't seem like Solomon put it in themselves, but the contact information just kind of comes up as automatically Solomon Alpha.
As Solomon Alpha, did you say?
Yeah.
Okay.
He is indeed Solomon Alpha.
You know, I think the whole conversation of is the world ready for like sentient AIs? The whole thing that we probably shouldn't have that while we're down in a dungeon. So let's keep
Well,
on
I
going.
mean, this isn't the first case of sapient AI in Mystgarde.
Is it?
It's no, that's
Oh yeah,
it's
true.
a very
There's
rare
builders.
thing.
Never mind. Oh
it's a very rare
yeah.
thing that's like you have to get the permission of 3 different fucking gods.
I also remembered that Warforge and Automaton exist. I'm stupid.
Yeah,
do.
that's why.
They're
that's
very
why
rare.
it's so fucking rare.
See, I know the
because
answers
they
to
were-
my own question. I'm just sleeping.
Yeah,
All
they're
right.
rare, but this isn't the first, but this is probably the first that Croux has been able to talk to.
Let's see here.
And with that, Croux just nods and
Also,
with a thank you, gets ready to leave.
all right. This
right.
might be a little tangential, but I think this is a good place to stop because otherwise we're gonna mess it all up without Cole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We can stop
this
here.
This is a great stopping point, and it's about session length too.
A little
Yeah,
under
3 hours.
under session length. It's a little under like 2 hours 40 minutes. All right. So Croux,
Pretty good.
you can actually go ahead and increase your engineering lore up to expert
Let's
Ooh.
go.
after interacting with
Swag.
Solomon. And Ash, you can increase your scouting lore to expert as well.
Nice.
Yeah,
Hey, we
since
got EXP and shit now. What
Yep.
the fuck?
and let's see here. I think you guys were going around looking for stuff that you could use in the robotics lab. Let me check and see what's in
Yep.
here.
Specifically a rebreather.
Yeah, Oliver was specifically looking for like stuff to help those of us who need to breathe.
Yeah. So, Solomon actually will probably help you with that. Solomon will probably point you to the robotics lab storage, I guess, and probably help you out a little bit. I'll expedite that and say he does provide you with filtration masks. So you'll have some help in counteracting poisons with that, and any diseases.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Nice.
I can give those to you right now.
I assume
So-
that's just like a plug mask, right?
Yeah, it's the plague masks.
I already have one.
Yeah, Doc already has one on him, but the rest of you can go ahead and grab those. And like as many filters as you want or need, because like
what's it called that we dragon?
so
what do we type
it's
in?
a mask, so it's a plague mask. So like in your on your sheet, you can click the inventory tab and then the magnifying glass and look for the plague mask. And replacement filters. So you'll probably have like 2 or 3 replacement filters each if you want, because they're filters. That's shit that's just lying around in the labs, because like, you know, the amount of stuff that they have to deal with.
Here's the question: would Cumaenos need a plague mask?
Probably, yeah. So the plague masks are just, they're filtration masks. So like they're not exactly plague masks. So they're like the filtration masks like you'd wear for construction or anything like that, where you're dealing with a lot of particles, or like in wood shop. So they're just filtration masks.
I'm assuming we're using the level 1 replacement filters.
Yeah, level 1, whatever DG's got, it's the level 1. Let's see, what else have you got here?
I'll just give myself like 3. I feel like that's good. I feel like that's about how many we'd have each.
Let's see here.
Now, a very important question. How do you in Path Builder just go in and change your change your skill proficiency?
Oh, you can do
Yeah.
that. Pretty simple.
That's a
You just
custom thing.
click on it.
Click.
I really know how to do that. So they can help you.
Let's see here.
Look.
Click on where?
You go to your where it says your lore.
You go to your proficiencies, you go to lore skills, and I think you just change train to expert.
Yeah.
You just click on your train and you just press expert.
But yeah.
No, I'm in Path Builder. I already did it in
Foundry.
Foundry.
So in Path Builder, I think you have to actually go into I think that's like a custom thing that you have to do. I have to look at it.
Yeah, for me, I just did custom skill increase and
Yeah,
just did
custom
like
skill
that.
increase. Let's see here. Oh yeah, one thing that Solomon does warn you about, the hallways outside here, like north of the so the hallway leading from the rotunda into the robotics wing is actually trapped with proximity mines.
Good thing we didn't go that direction.
Yeah. But like if you really want them, you can retrieve them, like because you know they're exploding. But yeah, that entire hallway's trapped from the rotunda to into the robotics wing. So
Yes,
yeah,
you
that
did just avoid
That was
disaster.
Metal Gear Solid.
yeah.
That
Let's
was
see.
just the ultimate way through.
And then what else? So I'm just going through my list here and seeing what we've got here. Mm-hmm.
While we're doing all this, you guys want to hear how one of the PCs in my other game died today?
Sure.
Let's go.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it was pretty pog. So last session, the session before that, we had gone to this place, which an NPC told us was up where like a bad guy was, right? Casual fiend lord, controls goblins. It was also a goblin wanted to take over that title. So what we did, we went out there. First thing we did, one of the party members changed themselves into a French maid outfit, and the other party member went with them, and they tried to sell themselves as like room service for this random temple in the middle of the wilderness. And so they go in. They immediately get trapped by steel bars and like a stone door. And so they're trapped in there in the pitch black. As four motherfuckers jump out from the wall. And so, and they're all mutants for the record. They were like goblins with like bat wings and dog mouths and shit. So that happens. We break through the wall, literally. It kind of sucks, as you might guess. Then, for some reason, we decided to open the far hallway door. And up there's the big bad guy we were talking about. So now he's here. He teleports behind us. One of the party members tries to bargain their way out by acting as like I guess not bargain their way out, but bargain their life for the rest of the parties. Thinks it worked. When the party gets to go behind the dude, and then just betrays the promise because it didn't roll high enough on the perception DC. So he was lying. And so, promptly gets bitch slapped like twice in a row. Literally dies immediately. Nothing we could do. How many wounded stacks? Yeah, we just fought out the rest of the thing. It was very difficult.
That sounds unfortunate.
Yeah, well, kind of had it coming. On the bright side, the PC got replaced with a 6'4" elf lady. So, you know, there are worse things.
Wow.
There are worse things.
Alright, I think that's everything for the robotics wing. Oh, actually no.
We also aggroed the entire dungeon in one encounter. So that was the main problem.
So one thing that you will get access to from the robotics R&D, where is it? No, that's not it. Where are they? Two things. There's two things that you can get here. If I can find it. Damn it. Okay. Open the damn. Ugh. Okay, I can't send it. Okay. Oh. Hang on, let me refresh. I'm debating on whether or not to give you level 4 right now. I think you've earned it. So, you know what? Yeah, give you guys a level up. You're level 4 now.
Oh my goodness.
Bait is an advanced prototype construct now.
And
Advanced
shut up.
construct
I
is
got
no
my
longer a
cool sword
prototype.
feats now. Nobody can stop me.
You're
Yeah.
doing this, huh?
Since you guys actually managed to win over Solomon, I'll let you have level 4.
We still encountered it.
And it's also a perfect, and it makes sense for Mate to be able to be upgraded now.
Oh
Is
yeah.
that comparatively hard? Trying to convince the dude?
So, yeah, convincing I didn't set a specific DC for convincing Solomon.
You knew it was
over
gonna be
the years.
like difficult.
Yeah,
You
it
came
was
in
gonna
here.
be difficult, but you want because in my notes, Solomon is extremely mistrustful of organics.
That is exactly why I had Croux have him as
And
Mate.
if you had mentioned Lilith at all or had Trey visible, he would have been all even harder to convince. But the linchpin that kind of won him over, which I actually didn't count on, was having Mate directly communicate with Solomon. So, that was the one thing that made it a lot easier to win him over.
Croux, it made the perfect sense to Croux, and to me, he is mistrustful of humans, of organics, and Croux is directly traveling with and friends with a non-organic.
Yeah.
He could spend time trying to convince him, but at the end of the day, it's always going to be viewed from, this is an organic trying to trick me, something like that.
Yeah.
So,
and to be honest,
that was just the perfect choice.
I have been watching how you handle Mate and Crew's interactions with Mate. Like, I have been watching those. And I did kind of figure, yeah, okay, Croux does see Mate as less of a tool and more of a companion.
That is something I have been very careful to avoid, because Croux does not want Mate to think that he's just a tool.
Yeah, like, I don't tell you that I'm watching that, but I have been watching it. I've been kind of like watching your interactions.
You told me that when you first told me about the fucking the 3 gods that are watching me.
Yeah. And I definitely will have something for you for it, probably hopefully by next session, but in light of your interactions with everything so far, up till now, not just the construct stuff, Trey as well, I'm probably gonna give you something. You've done enough, I think, to impress at least one of the gods.
Ooh.
So I'll have something for you, because Croux has shown like a lot of compassion and understanding for not just stuff that's, you know, made of metal and electronics. He's shown respect and empathy for Trey as well, who's not even alive, but Croux went out of his way to try and help him a little. So you've definitely won over at least one god. Which one I'll have to figure out.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you'll probably get a little bit of a blessing there from one god.
The joy of playing a nice person in a party of people who are just fucking emotionally traumatized to the point where they can barely express themselves.
And another thing I think I can tell you now, since you guys have made, I guess, allies with Solomon. So, one of the things that would have worked against you for sure, not just with Solomon, but with trying to impress, you know, the builder gods. If you had done any kind of unnecessary destruction to constructs, so like yeah, using them as tools, so like as walking bombs, like car bombs. Yeah, that would have docked you points and also made it impossible for you to negotiate with Solomon at all if you had destroyed any of his sentries.
Nice.
That, yeah, like I said, that is why Crew did not want that fight.
And
You
the
look
other
at
thing,
me.
the other thing too, fighting Solomon would have been bad if it happened. This is one of those ones where he would have had different phases. So you'd have your standard, yeah, you'd have your standard fight here. If you had gone into the sentry storage, or if that was still standing and still active, Solomon would have just kept coming back, and you'd have to keep fighting him until all of the sentries were destroyed. So at the beginning there were 72 sentries. That's down to about a third of its total right now, I think.
Oh no.
And your only choice would have been, if you had gotten into a fight with Solomon, was to blow the entire sentry storage.
Yeah, he would have just kept on marching up from sentry storage. Oh no.
Yeah, he would have just kept marching back from sentry storage.
Right.
And then the final fight would have been Solomon Omega, which would have been hard.
Here's my question now, since it definitely doesn't seem like we're gonna be fighting Solomon.
Yeah.
Would he have been able to go into mate?
I cannot tell you that.
God fucking damn it.
Oh no.
That's one thing I cannot tell you.
Get your hopes up, but you actually couldn't. So whatever.
You know what I'm glad about? That he didn't do facial recognition on me. Instead, looked at my tag.
Yeah, that's a good point. He didn't do facial
That is a
recognition.
damn good point. Yeah.
Yeah. Scanned the tag. Because A, aside from me forgetting that point, B, like, you are, like, Crew had already identified himself as an errant, so Solomon's automatic response would be to scan the tags.
He didn't look at our faces at all. Yay.
No.
That's a good thing for two of us.
Plus, didn't you have your no, you didn't have your mask on, yeah, so
I
no.
did not have it on at that
Wasn't
time.
on yet,
No. So yeah, you guys can all give yourselves level 4, and
Alright.
let's see.
Whew.
Here's some stuff that you actually find in the robotics R&D. So, can I send this to?
Yeah,
Oh, that's
definitely
already-
You
using
guys
my
can choose to
charisma.
take or leave these if you want.
There's also the Cybernetics Augmentation Lab. Wow. Wonder what's that about.
Jump boost nights.
I have to change the flavor text on these, but yeah.
Rocket boots.
Rocket boots and is that like a dome? The impact from decreases. Oh, that's falling damage.
I just
Okay.
probably picked up the most useless feat, but it's still cool.
What's the feat?
Predict weather.
But really?
That is
Not
a
really
good
useful right
feat.
here now, but I'm gonna take it anyway.
Actually, speaking of feats, just want to make sure that I'm able to do this. Specialty crafting for robotics.
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay.
So basically, it would just kind of reduce the DC on any robotics specific crafting checks.
It gives me a +1 circumstance bonus to
Ah,
craft.
okay.
that
Oh, okay,
kind
yeah.
of Stuff.
Yeah, no, that's fine then. Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, I
Because
just-
that is very specific.
Yeah. Well, technically, I could pick metalwork, but like, I'm not gonna be. Crew's a robotics guy. That he's working on mate. That's his main thing. He may also be good at repairing, but repair isn't a crafting type. Like this is specifically for
see.
making.
You know, for it,
What?
there are a lot of machines and benches in this room. You could possibly expedite a lot of crafting here.
Yeah, your crafting will be a little bit faster. It'll be done in like half time.
So if you did want to create something like a gun, you could here.
Yeah. Honestly, that is something That is something I'm going to be making use
Create
of.
like a flamer. That's like important. That'd be nice. It also exists already in Pathfinder, so hey.
Yeah.
Literally make me a flame, like a flamethrower, just for the upcoming parts.
I think it's like called Bellows or something.
Or
Oh,
whatever you
wait.
have planned.
No, I think I'm making that up. Never mind.
Okay.
A material essence disruptor.
Nope, that just deletes it. God damn it.
Personal cloaking device. So we have to decide who gets what.
Or if we wanted it all.
And this stuff are useful.
I can now roll with a plus 13 on crafting, depending on what it is I'm crafting. You know what, yeah, fuck it, I'll just roll this now just to see the big number. God damn it!
You critted!
Oh, nice.
Why was that a goddamn it moment? I thought you got a nat 1 because I was
No,
looking at fucking Nephis.
No, it's because I wasted a nat 20.
Oh.
Because this isn't being used for anything, I just wanted to see that plus 13.
Ah.
Hilarious.
Hey, well, sucks to suck, baby. Do it next time.
Basic Fury. I have to have this one.
Basic
Hmm.
theory.
Oh
It's
yeah,
my
no,
barbarian dedication.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I got I got my second free archetype thing. Once
Yep.
a day when I'm hit by an attack, I can just give them disadvantage by sneezing and ducking out of the way.
It's
And
funny.
then I think there's one more item that I've been debating on whether or not to give you, and it's this.
And
Might
meanwhile-
as well. I mean, we did this minus a person who could have helped talk. So that's a point, right?
Hang on,
Ooh.
I'm trying to send
Second
it to.
win.
It's your worst begging voice possible.
Yeah, that's because I'm not actually. I'm doing this as a meme. I'm not
Mhm.
trying to
13
actually.
athletics
convince.
hours.